All right, we're not starting with a new vocabulary term. I'm putting two vocabulary terms together on this. We're going to make what's called a perpendicular bisector. Take one piece at a time. What do you know about that word, perpendicular? What comes to mind when you have that word on you? Perpendicular. You got to look back. 18, perpendicular.
They form right angles.
Okay, something's going to form a right angle. Something's going to form a right angle. And not only is it going to form a right angle, here's a word we didn't have on Friday, we had on Thursday, bisector. Not only is it going to form a right angle, but it's also going to do what? 7? Bisector. Well, this is not an angle, though. It's going to split the segment in half, equal on each side. So we're going to draw something right now that serves two purposes. It forms a 90-degree angle and cuts something in half. So we're going to take BF is the perpendicular bisector of line segment CD. Draw, put your compass down, draw line segment CD. I don't care how it looks, draw line segment CD for me right now. Just draw a line segment named CD. That's all I'm asking for. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Now I want you to draw line EF, so it's the perpendicular bisector of CD. So it should form what with CD? A right angle. And also do what to CD? Cut it in half. So hey, look at what I'm going to do here. You tell me yes or no. Is this good enough? Forms 90. Good enough? Why not? Doesn't cut it in half. Good enough? Cuts it in half. Why not? Not 90. I need both. Draw in line EF now. That does both. Eyeball it. Draw in line EF right now. That does both. You better call it EF, right? It's a line. You better have arrows on it. Detail, honors. Not good enough. That's definitely not good enough because it looks like it. You better put some markings on it. One marking that needs to go on. Hash marks on each side, right? That takes care of the bisector part. Anybody want to take care of the perpendicular part? What else has to go on there to take care of the perpendicular part? 17? Right angle symbol. Good. There you go. EF is a perpendicular bisector. It's got to form a right angle, and it's got to bisect the line segment. Any issues before we actually construct one now? Now when the directions change to construct, what do I need to use? Straight edge and compass. Grab it. Oh, I have one other question for you. Sorry, before we get into this. See that point of intersection between the two? Give me a vocabulary term for it. That's the blank of CD. Riley, got it? That's the vertex of the angle. But what of CD? That's the what of CD.
Oh, the
midpoint. There we go. Perfect. That's the midpoint. And the only reason I bring that up, you guys already know how to construct using your compass a perpendicular bisector. We just never called it that when we did it. You guys remember doing the midpoint one where I had your compass, you did those nice little, like it looked like a fish, I called it. And remember that line you drew down? We never really had a name for it. We just used it to find the midpoint, but that line you drew down is a perpendicular bisector. So let's review now. I put my compass point on one of the endpoints, and anybody want to take it from here? Make sure, got to be over half the length of AB, so make sure you open it up over half the length. And remember, we're going to make a decent size arc, probably a half circle here. Then where do I go? Other side, keep it the same opening. and then line it up. This is what we did last week. We just never gave a name to this line because we didn't have the vocabulary yet. But that's a perpendicular bisector. Okay, that's a perpendicular bisector. As usual, markings that have to go on here. Hash marks. And now we can add a little something extra now that we know it's perpendicular bisector. Right angle. How are we feeling, all right? Any issues? Going. All right, let's stay on this bisector term, but let me drop the perpendicular part. Here's what I'm giving you. Compass off to the side. Here's what I'm giving you. Line segment XY bisects line segment AB. What's being cut in half? Not both. What's being cut in half according to that given? AB. AB. Everyone draw AB right now. What is doing the cutting in half? Does it say it has to be perpendicular? So watch. That's okay here. Does it say the word perpendicular? Now, can you? Sure, you could. It's not wrong, but it doesn't have to be. XY. Here's the clutch part. Where are you putting your hashes? If XY is bisecting AB, where's the hash marks go? Because that's what's going to make the... This tells me nothing right now. Has to go on AB, right? Because you guys told me AB is being the one cut in half. So that diagram is telling me segment XW is bisecting segment AB. Versus, let me just flip the line segments now. What's being cut in half now? XY. Hey, I want you to draw the same exact diagram without the hash marks now. Go ahead, same exact diagram. Whatever you used on the left, use on the right. Don't change a thing. Now where are the hash marks? Notice the difference, all right, everyone? Notice the difference between the two. Two totally different diagrams. The only other thing you may see is they bisect each other, which would mean what? Both lines get cut in half. Correct. They both get their own sets of hash marks. All right, all good. Because now you're really going to get challenged. Read the directions on the next one. Construct, so let's grab the compass. A line that does what? Okay, so it's got to cut AB in half, but there's also another condition. That line's got to go through X. So, hey. Is the old fish here going to cut it? If that's going to give me that? Why not? It doesn't go through X. So me just doing the fish, drawing the line through, that won't satisfy going through X. I can still use it, though. I can still use that construction. We'll talk at the end. Go ahead. Open up your compass more than half the length. Go ahead. Just don't draw the line in because you know it's wrong. Don't draw the line in at the end because you know it's going to be wrong. So open up your compass more than half the length. I'm not changing the rules. I don't care if it goes through X or not, the arcs. So open up more than half the length. You guys know the deal. Hopefully we're getting better and better at this every construction. Go over to B. Make sure. Hey, some of you guys, I got to talk about this now. You did this on your quiz. You got to have 2 points of intersection. Some of you guys had the one on above and then you left it. You got to line it up with something here. So you need both points of intersection, both top and bottom. You just can't leave the top and the bottom hanging. All right, let's dig deep. We know if I draw on this line, it's incorrect because it doesn't go through X. But can I still use this to my advantage? I don't need this line, but what do I need? The midpoint, yeah. So I can line up the midpoint and actually draw it through. Everyone see that? So go ahead, line it up, and then let's make a little marking on AB where my midpoint would be. I don't need the full bisector, I just need the midpoint. Now does everyone see where we're going? Now you can draw in a bisector that goes through X. Because if it goes through the midpoint, it bisects it. And make sure it's a line, arrows. And last thing I need. Yep, still need them. It's getting bisect. Do I need the right angle symbol?
No.
Better not. Better not have it because it's not. So we're thinking a little differently now. How can I use the constructions I know to perform a little bit more of a unique one? Anything. We're all good. All right, there's more to come. Let's keep eating. Now what type of line do I need? So it's got to form right angles. But now this line's got to go through what? Okay, so let's think before we start doing anything. Is the fish going to work here?
No.
No. Why not? Hey, I'll get a perpendicular line. But what's the issue? It doesn't go through P. All right, so we need a brand new one, unfortunately. All right, we need a brand new one. I call this the frown or the smile. All right, in this case, it'll be the smile. Take your compass, put it on point P, the point we need to draw it through. Put it on point P. And here's what you're going to do. It may be tough for some of you, but you'll get through it. Come on. All right, I'm not going to fool around with that. You need to, from point P, you need to make an arc that intersects AB in two spots. It's going to look like a smile. Okay? You're going to swing it so it intersects in two spots. Two spots, everyone. So play around with the opening and make sure it intersects in two spots. Everyone got two spots? Take your compass. Oh, yeah, I didn't want you to play with it. Take your compass, open it up slightly wider than what it originally was to make that arc. Open up your compass slightly wider to what it was originally. And I will explain why at the end. Let me just finish the construction. How many points of intersection do you have on AB? Go to one right now. Put your compass point on one of them. And you can now do this arc above or below. I don't care. You can do it below. I'm going to choose to do it below, but you can do it above. And you're going to make another arc. If they don't have to intersect, here you go. Make an arc. Go to the other point of intersection when you're ready and make a second arc so those two intersect each other, whether it be on top or the bottom. Boom. So go to each point of intersection and make two arcs above or below that intersect each other. And I'm hoping they line up with P directly above or below it. Because you take a look at mine. Everyone see my point of intersection right below P? Take your straight edge. Let's see what happened if you didn't. And look, I get it. Compasses shake a little. They open and close while you're doing it. If you're slightly off from point P, I get it. But if you're way off, that's an issue I don't get. Okay? All good? How are we looking? That's awful. There we go. What's the only other thing you got to put on your diagram for me? Right angle. Hey, these are perpendicular. Now, remember I asked you after this first arc here, the smile, after the first arc, I asked you to open it up slightly wider. Here's why. If you kept it the same opening and you did it up these two arcs above, it'd look like this. It intersect literally right on the point. And then now you're going to be like, where do I line it up? Okay, so that's why I asked you to open it up slightly wider so you don't ever experience this problem. Okay? All right, good news for the next one. Where's my point now? On the line. No different. Same exact steps, except now you get a choice. Lucky you guys. Where am I going to put my compass point? On the point, I need to draw it through. Now you have a choice. You got to make 2 points of intersection, right? So look, you can either do it above, or if you're feeling it, below. Don't do a full circle, okay? Just do a half one. So above or below. You choose. Go to opening up your compass slightly wider, and then go from each point of intersection to do your last 2 arcs. If your arcs are intersecting right on point P, you got to open up your compass a little wider, remember. Perpendicular lines, how to construct perpendicular lines. Whether the point is off or it's on, doesn't matter, same construction. Let you guys finish up before we go to the final unique construction. Questions, concerns here? Make 1 arc and then go from each point of intersection. So really, I've given you what here? The fish, which can do a lot. This perpendicular line one, and I also think we did angle bisector. So that's really it. All right, that's really it so far. It's not that bad. All right, one more. Here's a little honors construction here for you. I know you get excited when I say that. We're going to spend 2 units on that figure, a triangle. But equilateral. Know anything? Equilateral? Equilateral? Equilateral. We know anything about equilateral? Richard, you know anything?
All of the sides are the same.
We got a nice vocab word for that now this year, don't we? All sides are? There you go. triangle has 3 sides. All of them have to be the same length to be equilateral. And I'm going to tell you what that length is. It's got to be the length of AB. So I need a 3-sided shape, a triangle, where all 3 sides have the same measure as AB. First thing we're going to do, copy AB. Copy it. This is the first thing we did when you held your compass for the first time. So if I'm going to copy it, I need something to copy it onto. So we're going to make I know we made a line segment when we did this. That's because you didn't know what a ray was. So let's make a ray that is definitely longer than our line segment. So grab your straight edge, make a ray that's longer than your line segment. Now copy AB onto the ray. So take your compass, open it up to the length of AB. All we're doing is copying it onto the ray. I'm going to make a good size arc, copy it onto the ray. How many sides to a triangle? Here's one side right here. You just did it. Everyone see that? That's the length of AB. Here's side 1. Well, where sides 2 and 3 come from now? Put your compass point on where your arc intersected. Hopefully your opening is still to AB. If it's not, remeasure AB. Your compass better be opened up to the length of AB. Put your compass point there. Everyone ready? See side 2? Side 1, side 2, when I get these two to intersect each other. So I put my compass point right here where it intersected, and I made it intersect the first arc. Do you see the triangle being formed yet? Even though this is very, very minimal. Ready? Side 1, we just mentioned, was right here. Side 1, where's side 2 going to be? From here to intersection point. And then side 3, intersection to original endpoint. Not too bad. Pretty basic there. I make one arc, and I go from there and make the second arc intersect. Bridger told me all 3 sides congruent. Better make your diagram all 3 sides congruent. Right? Oh, every time with him. There's an equilateral triangle. Okay? Equilateral. Woohoo! How about number 6?
No.
Knocking socks off here. Number 6. 30-degree angle. Not 29, not 31. 30, exactly. A 30-degree angle, no protractor allowed. How are we going to do that? And I got to use the one we just did. I got to use this construction above, not a new one. All right, let's expand our definition of equilateral. Bridger said all 3 sides congruent. Anybody know any other facts? Go ahead, Dylan.
All 3 of the degree measures.
Angles?
Yeah.
There you go. All 3 angles are the same measure. Let's keep going. Anybody know how many degrees are in every triangle? 180. And we just said all 3 angles are congruent. I didn't ask to get out your calculator, but if all 3 angles add up to 180 and they're all the same measure, anybody know what each angle is going to be in an equilateral triangle?
60.
Whoa! What's that number you just told me? 60? So you're telling me this angle we just made right here is 60 degrees? How can I make it into a 30? Vocabulary terms only. I can do what to the angle? Bisect it, yes. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to review how to bisect an angle, and it'll turn that 60 into 30-30. All good? See our plan? 60-degree angle, cut it in half, we get a 30. All right, how do I bisect it? Let's review a little bit. Put your compass point on the angle you're bisecting, the vertex of the angle you're going to bisect. And I'm going to let you guys take over. What now? There you go. It's on the vertex. What now? What should I be doing now?
Make an arc.
And don't show me this. What should I be doing? Okay, make an arc that does what, though? Okay, hey, look, and I'm going to be nasty here. There you go. There's an arc. What's it have to do? Both sides of the angle. It's got to be an arc that passes through both sides of the angle. Yep. Next.
Put it on one of the sides. On one of the points of contact.
Put it on one of the sides. Sure. There you go.
The intersection.
Intersection. Yes. Put your compass point on one of the points of intersection. This was like a little fireworks, right? Make another arc above. They don't have to intersect. Make an arc above.
And then do it on the other side.
Go to the other point of intersection and make another arc. Not like that, but using your compass. There we go. A little firework. Boom, boom. And grab your straight edge and congratulate yourself. A little 30-degree angle just using a compass and a straight edge. Amazing. This geometry. You can throw a little 30 action on either side, right? Questions there? There is no answers on Classroom for any construction homework, so you will not see any answers tonight. Go ahead, Brody.
Do we have to put the little arc marks on?
You could. I'm fine with that. You can put your arc marks to show they're both 30. Other questions? All right, usually I would have you guys go start the assignment on the next page, but I need some help redecorating in here because going